country. The Bettridges say they are glad to be carrying on a legacy that began a century ago.
I think it's just nice to have that much respect for them, and what they did is worth keeping up.
Bill likes to tell a story his grandmother shared with him years ago. He says she used to help round up the cattle when it was time for them to be shipped away by railroad. It was a tough job getting all the cattle going in the same direction, but one plan always worked. The family had an old milk cow that knew the way to the railroad yard. They would let her loose, and the rest of the herd would fall in line. When we come back, a Maine couple rebuilds their converted 1900s carriage house after a fire and exposes an old estate and its horse-loving owner. Stay with us.
This program brought to you by Nivea Visage Q10 Plus.
With all the things you do before going to bed, it seems kind of crazy to add one more. But Nivea Renewal Night Cream is formulated to work overnight when your skin accepts moisture and nutrients more efficiently. So changing your routine is not so crazy after all.
Imagine a washer and dryer from Whirlpool that can handle up to 16 pairs of jeans in a single load and dry them faster than you ever thought possible. The Duet Washer and Dryer, now available at Lowe's. Select your Duet pair and take one home today, or have them delivered tomorrow. That's the Lowe's Appliance Advantage.
Get more out of your tax refund today at Lowe's and invest in your most valuable asset, your home.
Only a Moen faucet puts pause control right at your fingertips. It'll help you with those important tasks. Or not. Moen. Quiet for looks, quiet for life.
The sun's rays give life to the earth. Though land and stone hardly move, illumination and shadow can make them seem almost lifelike. How can what stands so still move you so much? At Al's Garden Art, our expressive statues, soothing fountains, and intricately detailed planters and bird baths breathe new life into any outdoor setting. Invigorate your backyard with Al's Garden Art and re-energize yourself in your own exotic retreat.
On an all-new dream house, how far is too far with home technology?
That's going to be the world's most wired water closet.
Then on an all-new New Spaces.
Basically a big white box right now.
Striking the perfect balance between pretty and practical. Dream House at 8, followed by New Spaces at 8:30, Wednesday night on HGTV.
On the next Weekend Warriors, mother and son are ready to remodel.
I'm knee-deep in testosterone around here.
Can this family work as a team?
More power!
Or will mom have the last word?
All I need is for somebody to tell me I can't, and I will.
Weekend Warriors, Wednesday night at 9 on HGTV.
Welcome back. I'm Grant Goody. Most owners of old homes have their favorite Restoration war story. But John Shaw and Pat Monholland can truly say they've experienced a trial by fire. Shortly after they purchased an early 1900s carriage house in Bar Harbor, Maine, a devastating fire threatened to send their dreams up in smoke. As John and Pat began the long process of rebuilding, they found that the home's history not only survived the fire, it gave them a future to build on. Bar Harbor is an island Eden just off the coast of Maine. Once a summer playground for the wealthy, it's still a stunning vacation destination. When John Shaw and Pat Monholland honeymooned here in 1986 and vowed to return, they had no idea they would eventually harness Bar Harbor history simply by purchasing an old piece of property.
It was just such an unusual, fascinating place. Kind of looked like something out of a storybook character.
It was almost as if the mists of time had concealed an old carriage house, nestled in the rugged Maine woodland.
One that looked untouched, not necessarily uncared for, but it was one of those buildings that you knew had had nothing done to it for a long time.
When they bought the building in 1992, the couple intended to turn the 1900s carriage house into a home. But they hadn't yet moved in when they were struck with bad news. The couple got a phone call informing them that firefighters were battling a blaze in the building.
It ended up being basically a total loss. but we still rebuilt it. Crazy as it is.
Determined to remain faithful to the original structure, John and Pat spent 6 months sifting through the embers, trying to save anything remotely connected to the stable.
This is one of the original fixtures that was saved from the horse stalls. So this is the original blown shade, and all the brass is still there, and there's still oats down on the inside from the hayloft above.
Every equine artifact became more meaningful after the fire, and for Pat and John, opened the doors of the carriage house history.
This door was originally at the far end of the building, which was in the horse stall section, and this was a feed door where they dispensed all the oats and hay and stuff for the horses.
John was anxious to learn the history of another horse-related discovery. A local finally explained that the item fixed an itch.
He said it was for the horses to scratch their foreheads or whatever when they passed through the door.
By now, the finds had John and Pat scratching their own heads. They later learned that railroad heir Edgar Scott built the sizable stable in 1906 for his dozen prize horses. And more salvaged artifacts suggested that Scott pampered his ponies.
These were in the stalls. There was a number of these, and apparently they were some toys for the horses to nudge and bang around.
The fact that the horses were well treated here was confirmed when another local stopped by with the original blueprints. After seeing the plans for this posh horse palace, Pat and John became even more determined to incorporate examples of its fine craftsmanship.
These are the original pocket doors from the front, the main washroom where they washed the horses and carriages off. And we brought them up after the fire, and this room would be 70 feet long, approximately, without it, so it just made a nice natural divide.
The quality of the carriage house construction was even more apparent in details of the doors.
It was, an amazing thing. It's really a substantial piece of work. But no dates or names or anything on them, but it was just all handmade.
Outside, John and Pat have scattered souvenirs from Edgar Scott's stable throughout the yard, like the railings that used to surround the stalls, and even the brass hinges on the garden gate. The couple also treasures a few finds that came from Scott's immense estate that he called Chiltern.
What I'm sitting on is this granite lintel, which was on the main house down on the water. Scott's huge 25,000 square foot estate house that he built in 1895. So that's where this was one of the terrace sections.
A friend found another small remnant of Edgar Scott's 19th century estate.
He presented me with this. It's the original sign from the house. And it's copper and it's all handmade.
For John and Pat, it's been a rocky restoration, a journey almost as jagged as the island coastline. But they are at peace, buoyed by the knowledge they have rescued a bit of Bar Harbor history.
We brought back a great piece of architecture, which is really an important building for Bar Harbor, and also the family with the Scott connection and the history aspect and all those things. Plus, we have a great entity now that people enjoy.
Because they lost so much of the home in the fire, John and Pat say they have a hard time throwing anything away. When they rebuilt their fence with the surviving horse stalls, they saved what they could of the original cypress fence. John then used that cypress wood inside the home to create a mantel and an armoire in one of their guest bedrooms. Recycling the wood not only saves the couple money, it makes them feel they are hanging on to every bit of the home's history. When we come back, inside a North Carolina home, restoration reveals the lives of wealthy former owners, and a coal bin exposes some of their confidential matters. There's more to hear if walls could talk.
Tonight on Design on a Dime, this plain apartment.
Let's give him like a space age, atomic, jet age type of
Is time warped back to the 50s.
This chair looks totally cool.
Then at 10:30, a baby's room gets a boost. Catch back-to-back episodes of Design on a Dime tonight at 10 on HGTV.
Wednesday on an all-new episode of Curb Appeal. Their manic courtyard
I think it looks like a tennis court.
does a complete flip.
Wow.
And these remodelers revive their sleepy ranch.
I broke out my hydraulic floor jack. Problem solved.
A full hour of Curb Appeal starts Wednesday at 10 on HGTV.
Hey, vacation pictures. But they're digital. We don't have a digital camera.
I know.
We got digital pictures from that little plastic camera.
That's right.
You don't need a digital camera to get digital pictures because the Kodak Plus digital one-time use camera system automatically gives you a Kodak picture CD back with your prints.
Hey, what are you going to do with that one?
Send it to your brother.
No, I will do anything.
Anything?
Share the moment, share the light. Now you can also get digital pictures with new Kodak Plus digital film. When it's time for change, it's time for Expo. Come experience, touch, and pull your ideas together at Expo Design Center. From lighting to flooring, bath to kitchen, design ideas to professional installation. Come explore the possibilities with us. Come explore Expo.
If it can happen, Liberty Mutual is planned for it. We have pre-approved contractors who can make emergency repairs within 24 hours. Liberty Mutual. It's more than insurance. It's insurance in action.
Got a position as a temp nurse at Liberty Street.
This Mother's Day,
How was he injured?
Car accident at 16.
they'll discover
Most people would consider it a blessing that someone like Rick doesn't have to work.
Wants to contribute to society. What is wrong with that?
it's never too late for a second chance.
You're a really good teacher.
You're a good student.
Annabeth Gish stars in a Hallmark Channel original movie, Life on Liberty Street. Premieres Sunday at 9, only on the Hallmark Channel.
In May, Comcast has the hit movies you want with On Demand. Ben Kingsley and Jennifer Connelly star in the stirring drama House of Sand and Fog. Don't miss the spectacular blockbuster finale, The Matrix Revolutions. Halle Berry struggles for sanity in the chilling ghost story, Gothica. And catch the reincarnation of a horror classic, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hit the menu button and choose On Demand to order in a great movie tonight.
Welcome back to If Walls Could Talk. Some historic homeowners just can't seem to get enough of restoration. And that's definitely the case with David Abernathy and Hal Austin. Months after completing work on one home in Asheville, North Carolina, a 1914 arts and crafts house tempted them to start all over again. The home's layers of wallpaper and old shag carpeting were the first item.
Not yet, 4019.
They found half-finished stories that will keep them busy for many years to come.
All right, join the final heading and cross over.
Hal Austin's Arts and Crafts Group in Asheville, North Carolina. The shine is still on for their love of restoration. Even with 5
Over the tower, play 4019. Have a good night.
Hal are looking forward to putting the finishing touches on the 1914 house.
I love doing restoration work, so anytime I see sort of a diamond in the rough or something has potential, I get excited about it.
When they bought the home in 1997, much of its promise was hidden. David and Hal tackled the restoration on a room-by-room basis, and in some cases, step by step.
The entire stairwell was painted solid white, so every day I would sit on a step and I would just take it a step at a time, just stripping everything in front of me.
Some of the painstaking work helped reveal the home's beginnings. While replacing wood in the entry hall and nearby bathroom, Hal and David uncovered evidence of an early craftsman.
We had to work around replacing some of the door facing, and we found this great old signature from one of the past carpenters, Blaine Jackson, June 1st, 1914, and that was the year the house was built, so we realized he was one of the original carpenters.
The signature sparked their curiosity about who may have built the house. More clues found behind a bedroom mantel kept them guessing.
We're restoring this room, and so I was pulling the mantel off so we could get to the wall behind to do some plaster repair and sand it a little bit. And when I did, all of these pieces started falling out from behind. We've got a tag that went to a Christmas present to little Charles from Aunt Annie. And then another Christmas tag from the other aunt.
Research through deeds led David and Hal to the home's original owners, Fanny and Annie Hawthorne. They learned that the women were unmarried sisters and that being single in Asheville during the early 1900s wasn't an obstacle to their prosperity. Besides their house, David and Hal discovered that the sisters also built the two neighboring homes. And as they examined a prominent family's calling card found behind the mantel, they began to suspect that Fanny and Annie also had a rich social life.
Fletcher's kind of a prominent name in the area. They were kind of affluent in the community here, and so would have been the Fletchers, so it probably was somebody that they knew socially.
The paper trail on Fanny and Annie ends with the sale of their home in 1924. Hal picked up a colorful path to other residents of the house when he restored the pantry.
The old shelving was covered in brown paper, which I felt was just shelving paper. And as I pulled all the paper out to actually throw it away, and I turned them over, all these wonderful drawings, which were created by a child that had lived in this house, were in great shape, but they were about to be tossed.
The sketches weren't the only items saved from the trash bin. One cleaning mission in the basement turned into a fact-finding mission about the home's former inhabitants.
We moved into the house. The other people didn't have a chance to kind of get rid of a lot of their debris. And initially, we were thinking we were just going to be hauling trash out. And then as we started going through it and finding different mementos, different things, it kind of just gave us a different connection, another connection, into some people who had lived here prior.
The coal bin seems to have been the unofficial time capsule of the house. While some items dated back to Fanny and Annie, most of the artifacts came from the Powell family, who lived in the home from 1954 until 1997. An army trunk and journal suggest military experience, but other details remain undercover.
And we were digging through here at one point. Back in the bottom, this was kind of interesting, is a stamp for confidential. So we can only kind of let our imagination play on the fact that he was doing something that was kind of interesting.
Some secrets were solved when Robert Powell, one of the former owner's children, came knocking on the front door. While Robert couldn't explain the confidential matters, he did shed some light on other missing details.
He solved a few mysteries about his time here, who his brothers and sisters were. We found out who the artist was. It was his sister who had done the sketches that Hal liked so much, and so it was kind of neat to, actually have some faces and names to go with those things.
The Powell's history is now a complete chapter in David and Hal's book. They now look forward to filling in the missing pages of Fanny and Annie's story.
It's kind of amazing to me, two women of that era. They were fairly young at the time when they first moved here. They're sort of inspiring because they were really two strong sort of individuals that had really made a mark in a community that they were involved in.
With the combination of detective work and handiwork left to be done on the house, David and Hal feel they will be satisfied here for years to come.
I think we're here for a while.
Yeah, I see myself staying here. It's a house that I feel more connected to than I have any place I've ever lived before.
For David and Hal, the coal bin proved to be a source of good information. When they pulled out a Collier's magazine with the home's address on it, they learned about another resident of the house. The magazine's label revealed a man by the name of C.M. Fortune, who David and Hal later discovered had rented the house. The find was the first clue the homeowners had to his time in the residence, and they hope to find out more about him. When we return, we'll revisit this North Carolina home and dig deeper into the old coal bin where decorating ideas were waiting to be discovered. Stay with us.
On the next Mission Organization, two brothers in trouble.
Well, we don't really have a doorknob.
We don't really have a door.
Can they make the tough decision?
Wow, I would say that's garbage.
And turn this room around?
Now this looks like the kind of room that was meant for teenagers.
Mission Organization, tonight at 9 on HGTV.
Look at these incredible hardwood flooring deals now at Lumber Liquidators. Solid oak flooring at 99 cents per square foot. 10-inch wide pine flooring, $1.19 a square foot. 25-year pre-finished bamboo flooring at $2.79 a square foot. And now on sale, the best pre-finished flooring made, Bellawood 50-year pre-finished flooring in a wide variety of species and widths. Lumber Liquidators, hardwood flooring for less. Call 800 Flooring or go to lumberliquidators.com.
Pat Simpson, you're on TV.
So are you. We're here to clean your house.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's Grease Lightning Super Strength Cleaner.
Wow.
To the kitchen.
Gross.
Not for long.
Unbelievable. It's like having a new house.
And only a few minutes a week to keep it that way. Oh, and it's a great laundry pre-treat, too.
Thanks, Pat.
Grease Lightning is the only cleaner I use in my house. Why not try it in yours? Grease Lightning. Real fast, real clean.
Keep your home healthy. Eliminate allergy triggers with these tips from CVS Pharmacy. Carpets and drapes can trap allergy-causing dust mites. If possible, choose hardwood flooring and shades. Otherwise, vacuum regularly with a clean filter. Prevent mold in dark, humid places. Guard against water leaks and keep your home well ventilated to lower humidity. And wash all bedding weekly. Healthy home tips are brought to you by CVS Pharmacy. For all your allergy needs and more, visit your local CVS Pharmacy or CVS.com.
At CVS, it's never been easier to print Kodak quality pictures from your digital camera. Take the shots. We'll help you do the rest.
In cities and towns across America,
People from all communities are coming together to save the places of our past.
To support their efforts, Home and Garden Television
Is joining with the National Trust for Historic Preservation.
on a nationwide project called Restore America, a salute to preservation.
For more information,
Visit hgtv.com/Restore America.
Or nationaltrust.org.
Restore America is proudly supported by Marvin Windows and Doors. Visit America's favorite home and garden website at hgtv.com.
Welcome back to If Walls Could Talk. Earlier in the program, we met David Abernathy and Hal Austin of Asheville, North Carolina, who discovered several artifacts inside an old coal bin while restoring their 1914 home. Like many homeowners, they found that the best tool in solving a mystery can be a little bit of patience. David was in the dark about what type of light fixtures to put up in the home when another trip to the coal bin enlightened him.
We found this great old fixture that used to belong to the house somewhere, and so we used that as a guide to reproduce the light fixtures that are here now.
David says at times like that, it's almost as though the walls really are talking to him. Thanks for watching. Remember, every house has a history, so keep looking for clues to the past in your home. I'm Grant Goody.
It meant a lot to me, and plus, doing woodworking and doing some of the handwork and restoring, it was just really kind of great to connect to somebody else that had done the same thing, somebody that had been proud enough of what he did to sign his name and date it.
It was a difficult project. 4.5 years, you think, you get through the middle of it, and you wonder if you're ever going to finish it. But we did.
This time on Building Character, welcome to my home. We'll head deep underground where a military relic became one man's concrete castle. Plus, what do you get when you move into a laundromat?
We had 25 washers and maybe 15 industrial dryers.
And in North Carolina, waterfront living in a building that once housed daring rescuers. Hi, Welcome to Building Character. I'm Brian Ashby. We're about to meet a Texas man who really enjoys the challenge of a good remodel. But after fixing up several homes, he was looking for a place that offered new challenges. And he found it. Right underfoot. At first glance, Bruce Townsley's corner of the world could be any American home. In fact, his home has no corners at all. It's built in a circle.
For me, I'm real happy with it. Being an open circle, you can walk from one point to another real directly.
That mention of its shape is your first clue that this place is far from typical. Its curved walls are concrete, there's an exhaust hatch, and an escape hatch complete with a red-handled emergency pole. Oh, and Bruce's home is 15 feet underground. To get to it, you have to take a lengthy flight of stairs, walk a long hall, and open not one, but two tremendous steel doors. Welcome to my home. Bruce Townsley lives in the former Launch Control Center of an Atlas missile site just outside of Clyde, Texas.
This was something I had to do, and I can't explain it any more to you than that.
To Bruce, it was the ultimate remodeling challenge.
Over the years, I've remodeled homes, and each house I learned something a little different. It was becoming boring, and I just sort of went, I really need to look at buying a missile site. That would be a cool thing to remodel.
Bruce bought the site in 1997. He lives in a donut-shaped building that connects to the deep underground shaft that once held a missile. Long abandoned, the entire site had been raided continually by teenagers and college students.
It was really nasty, and I thought, well, I can clean the dirt up, I can haul the debris out of here. I've done that before with houses.
But not with houses that are 3 stories underground.
Put it in a trash bag and haul it up 3 flights of stairs. Break it up, put it in a trash bag, haul it up 3 flights of stairs. Break it up. You get the idea.
There were other challenges, too. The plumbing was hard to get to, and all the wiring had to be run through rubber-armored cable hoses.
There were times when I just went, I can't go back in there.
But Bruce kept going because he could see a light at the end of the tunnel, a singular opportunity to make something uniquely his own.
Because I wanted it to be comfortable and to reflect something of myself.
In the middle of the circular home sits an immense funnel-shaped concrete support pillar.
I sort of elected to retain as much as I could of the original shape and style.
Whenever possible, Bruce used the existing features of the missile site to his advantage.
Having it open and having it well lit seemed to me to be something you had to do to keep from feeling claustrophobic. The kitchen is under the escape shaft, what was the old escape shaft. And that will provide a really nice skylight.
Which will be the only source of natural light in Bruce's home. Surprisingly, he says living without the sun isn't really that bad. He welcomes his home as an escape from the Texas heat.
When I come in here after I've done working outside in the summertime, I'm real glad to be out of the sun. I'm real glad it's cool.
Although he has no windows, Bruce stays connected to the outdoors through his TV, which is hooked up to a live camera showing the world above.
I love watching HGTV, but I also like watching missile-based TV.
Bruce says he chose to buy his site specifically because of the lush land that surrounds it.
I don't spend all day underground. I like working outside.
Back underground, a walkway from Bruce's home leads to the tall shaft where the missile was stored.
It's about an 18-story building that's hung from the walls.
Structurally, it's all perfectly intact, but it's hard to see the history beneath the layers of graffiti. Someday, Bruce hopes to restore the entire silo, but right now, he's aiming to get its massive doors operational again.
Each door weighs 75 tons, and each door is operated by a large ram. The door is opened in about 26 seconds in launch mode. If I get my door to open, it won't open anywhere near that fast.
Because of the grimy conditions outside his home, Bruce still treats the old Launch Control Center as a restricted area. No shoes allowed.
And so to protect the carpet and to keep it clean longer, what I've asked people to do when they come in is to remove their shoes.
In decorating his home, Bruce chose a theme that's near to his heart.
I had the opportunity on several occasions to visit Japan, learn about some of the customs, the culture, learn some of the language.
The artwork decorates most of the space, including his living room and the nearby master suite, the only bed and bath in the house. Roger Ray Jensen once served here as an Air Force Master Sergeant.
It was always a beehive of activity. There were people running in and out. There was a lot of noise.
He just can't get over all the changes.
Bruce might tell you to take your shoes off, but I still like going in his place, and I feel very comfortable there. I just like it, and it's awesome what he's done.
Bruce has plans to create a library and a guest room in the basement of the former Launch Control Center.
And that's something that will be worked on over the next few years and hopefully gradually take shape.
But Bruce is satisfied to have already accomplished so much. One truly unforgettable renovation project.
It's been a very creative experience. I don't consider myself artistic, and this is probably as close as I'll get, but it really does feel like I've done something artistic, and I really like that feeling.
Next on Building Character, meet the family who created some clean lines in a stained and soiled laundromat.
There were moments that we were pretty disgusted.
And later, can you guess how this waterfront home got its start?
This program brought to you by Mercury Monterey. The new way. It's here.
Forward and reverse parking sensors. Just one of the many innovative features available in the all-new Mercury Monterey. A simple-to-use, fold-flat third-row seat. Just one of the many innovative features available in the all-new Mercury Monterey.
Happy anniversary, honey.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
There's something I gotta do.
Oh, yeah? What?
I love this woman! I love her!
What are you doing? Stop!
Okay, then I guess this will have to do.
Oh, my God. I love this man. I love him. I love him. I love him.
Hey, Herman. What's that?
It's a server.
A server?
An on-demand IBM e-server. It can monitor itself, manage itself, optimize itself, protect itself, practically heal itself.
How'd it get here?
Maybe it ordered itself.
Self-optimizing IBM eServer X Series with Intel Xeon processors.
On the next Weekend Warriors, mother and son are ready to remodel.
I'm knee-deep in testosterone around here.
Can this family work as a team?
More power!
Or will mom have the last word?
All I need is for somebody to tell me I can't, and I will.
Weekend Warriors, Wednesday night at 9 on HGTV.
Wednesday on an all-new episode of Curb Appeal. Their manic courtyard
I think it looks like a tennis court.
does a complete flip.
Wow.
And these remodelers revive their sleepy ranch.
I broke out my hydraulic floor jack. Problem solved.
A full hour of Curb Appeal starts Wednesday at 10 on HGTV.
Welcome back to Building Character. In Fayetteville, Arkansas, an energetic young couple saw their future in a forlorn neighborhood laundromat. But making it a home was a job that sometimes left them agitated. It's a classic urban enclave. Exposed ceilings, funky design, no wasted space. Exactly what you'd expect to find in Soho or San Francisco, but probably not what you'd expect to find in quaint Fayetteville, Arkansas, where most of the homes are traditional.
I think a lot of people think it's a restaurant that walk by.
But in fact, it's the home of investment advisor John Bradbury and his wife Hope. Right after school, they lived in Manhattan.
We were, struggling wannabe urbanites from college.
John's job and the arrival of son Jake led them to a home in the Arkansas suburbs. But they weren't satisfied.
We lived in a nice house, but there were a lot of space that we didn't use.
And what we wanted was something a little unconventional, but something that appealed to our sense of urban living.
This old laundromat in the heart of downtown Fayetteville caught their eye.
We looked around and said, it's a rectangle. That's all we're looking for is a rectangle to start with. There were layers of dust behind the dryers. There were moments that we were pretty disgusted.
Gaylord Willis, owner of a neighboring restaurant, remembers just how bad it was.
It was dreadful. By looking at the laundromat and the washers, that your clothes would have probably come out dirtier than they were when you went in.
John and Hope spent months just carting out debris, including about 40 old washers and dryers.
And we thought about doing something with them, but eventually you're just like, get them out.
Finally, it was time to rebuild the interior from the ground up.
We wanted as few rooms as possible. So all you have to do is take your big rectangle and draw you one room for yourselves and one room for your son, and hey, we're done.
If only it was that easy. Reached through a heavy sliding door, the master bedroom went where a row of dryers used to be on the far left side of the house. They kept the old cinder block walls, leaving the ductwork and what they call the chicken house trusses exposed overhead. And they had to get creative with a gaping hole for the old dryer vents.
But now it makes a wonderful fireplace and candle holder.
Their master bathroom sits where the laundry's bathroom used to be. In here, Hope's choice for towel racks raised some eyebrows.
The carpenters thought that was hilarious.
"12-year-old son Jake doesn't seem to mind his mom and dad's taste for the unusual. He has a private space all his own on the far right side of the house. Its lower level includes a feature that would make a basketball star jealous.
My favorite thing in the house would probably be my basketball court.
Above the concrete-floored basketball court, Jake's lofted bedroom is reached only by ladder. There's room for his bed and a guest bed tucked into the wall. Getting up the ladder to the space is not a climb for the faint of heart.
When we first got the house, I didn't like it, but now I really like it.
In between the bedrooms is the house's main space, a combined living room and kitchen. To keep the open feel, Hope decided not to add traditional overhead cabinets.
We have drawers with plates and drawers with pots, and it's just really easy to get to everything.
Hope was real good. She kind of set it up just right so that you can empty the dishwasher literally without having to move.
And as they discovered, there's one big perk of living in a former laundromat.
With all the old washers that used to be here, we have great water pressure.
Shortly after the Bradburys installed a metal ceiling above the living room, workers accidentally ruined it.
We walked in, we looked up in the ceiling, and there were nails coming all through my ceiling. The roofer thought that there would be a drop ceiling underneath where our real ceiling is.
A new ceiling replaced the damaged one. But in the living room, it's the windows that get the most attention. They ripped out the old glass, but kept all the original openings, including this.
We used the same door, main door that everybody used when they came into their laundry.
The Bradburys didn't just transform the original laundromat, they added to it, making their job even more difficult.
We wanted a circular staircase in the house, and the only way to do that was to go up.
They created a combination guest room and den on the second floor. From here, climb up a ladder and you reach a lookout tower. It's got a view of the Bradburys' favorite addition to the laundromat, the front yard.
It's great because this used to be a parking lot. I think this is why we felt that we love it out here.
On a hot day, the Bradburys can soak in their pool or steal away to their outdoor shower. With a high wall surrounding the yard, it was a secret, till we came along.
No, I don't think people know about it enough. Of course, now the problem is they might know about it.
One year, the former laundromat was part of a local home tour. John and Hope decided to go incognito.
We just kind of came walking in, gave them our tickets like we were anybody else, and just kind of snuck around.
In doing so, we got to eavesdrop on everybody's reaction, which was kind of fun.
Overall, the local response has been pretty positive.
It really is an outstanding house.
And the Bradburys couldn't agree more.
I think the project was definitely kind of a shared journey. We both made decisions that I think we're both really happy for.
We made it better. We lifted it up. You improved it.
Next on Building Character,
we had no idea what a life-saving station was.
But they bought one anyway and set sail on a wild adventure to make it their seaside home. That story when we come back.
Next time on Divine Design. The Divine Design team is hard at work.
Are we even close? No, what's the problem there, Tolly?
See how they create an inspiring workspace for an artist.
I won't be leaving this.
Divine Design, Tuesday night at 9:30 on HGTV.
There's more Building Character online at HGTV.com. Just log on to HGTV.com/buildingcharacter for a complete episode guide. And while you're there, take a virtual trip across America in the comfort of the all-new Mercury Monterey. It's an architectural road trip through history. Visit HGTV.com/buildingcharacter today.
If you want to make a lasting impression, you can. If you want to dig into your true passion or take it step by step, you can. The Home Depot carries more healthy, locally grown plants and flowers than anyone. And only Home Depot has certified nursery consultants in every store. So you'll know how, when, and where to plant. Our prices are a thing of beauty, too. If you want to create a garden or a gardener, you can. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
This is Gina with ArtStar. I did find your vehicle, and the police are going to get your car. It's been a few minutes. Bye. We got on it right away. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad that you were able to get your vehicle back.
OnStar is available on 51 GM models.
Every day, millions of people struggle with their weight. Today, some of them will go into a GNC store and find something they've never had before. It's called success. It's in a box labeled GNC Total Lean. The Total Lean program is guaranteed to help you lose weight. The clinically tested ephedra-free thermogenic formula helps burn calories, increase your metabolism, and boost your energy. If you really want to change the way you look, first you have to change what you're looking for. The Total Lean program, exclusively at GNC. Live well. There's a reason we call it Merry Maids.
This dog is suffering from allergies. His owner's allergies. Is the allergy medicine you're taking working for you? If not, you're not the only one who suffers. So ask your doctor about switching to Zyrtec. No other allergy medicine is approved to treat more indoor and outdoor allergies. Maybe that's why it's the #1 prescribed antihistamine by allergists and pediatricians. The most common side effect was drowsiness. Others included dry mouth and tiredness. Most were mild to moderate, but most people weren't bothered enough to stop taking it.
I'm sorry, Baxter. We can't stay long. Baxter? Baxter?
Zyrtec. That's Zyrtec. Take it for you. Take it for them.
Welcome back to Building Character. I'm Brian Ashby. Up next, we meet a Missouri couple that was leading a pretty conventional life until they decided to rock the boat a little after a trip to the North Carolina coast. Having spent their entire lives in the landlocked Midwest, Gary and Judy Studer never planned to live on the water. But one trip to the Atlantic coast changed all that.
We just never thought about North Carolina as a possibility, but this house is what drew us down here.
And truly we fell in love with the romance. To us, it was a romance of the sea.
But romance quickly eroded into reality when the Studers decided to buy and renovate this weathered life-saving station on Caswell Beach.
We had no idea what a life-saving station was.
Brave mariners called surfmen lived and worked in this life-saving station from 1889 to the early 1940s. The life-saving service was a precursor to the modern-day Coast Guard, and their mission was to look out for and rescue ships in distress.
I could never be one of those people. I'm not that courageous.
Gary and Judy did need to muster some courage to take on the renovations.
The low point probably was a construction issue where we decided that we were going to replace all the corroded shutters. And we discovered that not only were there 29 sets of shutters, which we knew, but they were all different. So we needed 29 sets of separate shutters, custom made for the house.
The Studers decided to change the building as little as possible.
It's been this way for over 100 years. The floor plan is exactly the same. Most of the rooms are mostly original. Why would you change that?
Mostly what changed were the uses of the rooms. Back in the old days, the heart of the life-saving station was the boat room. Now, the living room.
It was strictly a utilitarian room. The surf boats, which were approximately 26 feet long, 2 of them hung from the ceiling.
And while the rescue boat is gone, the original beadboard has survived the salt air and still dresses up the walls and ceiling.
What we used as the dining room was essentially the family room. I think they called it the mess in those days, and that's actually where the crew hung out, if you will.
The dining room is kind of our salute to the life-saving service.
One historic picture was taken of the back porch of the original building, where the Studers added a kitchen.
The kitchen was originally an outbuilding.
Judy built a modern kitchen, but used antiques for an old-time flavor. The only other addition is the sunroom. The Studers say they spend most of their time here, and it's a favorite spot for informal dining.
It's just a convenient, cozy room.
While most of the rooms have gotten some updating, there is one room in the house the Studers won't touch. Coming up on Building Character,
we're not going to do anything with that room.
See the space the Studers just won't change. Plus, the master bedroom poses a challenge.
Brought to you by IBM, taking e-business and your business to the next level.
What's this? That's a blade. Blade? What's a blade? Blade's a server. This is a server? That's a server. Where's all the stuff? Stuff? What stuff? The plugs, the cables, you know. In the Blade Center? Blade Center. Where you put the blades? What's a blade? You're messing with me, right?
Highly simplified, affordable IBM eServer Blade Center with Intel Xeon processors.
Ow!
Cooled seats. Just one of the many innovative features available in the all-new Mercury Monterey. A convenient third-row tailgating seat. Just one of the many innovative features available in the all-new Mercury Monterey.
Isn't it remarkable how a door says so much about a home and the people who live there? Introducing the Prem Door collection of premium quality doors, exclusively from Masonite. More than 75 years of design and innovation behind every door.
All right, Tommy, the sooner you get your memory to start working again, the sooner we can all get out of here. It's incredible. What? Well, I thought that was a green shirt, but it's actually more like a, seafoam? That's right, seafoam. I mean, look at how it offsets the jacket. I love how it brings out the color in your eyes. Thanks. Now you're welcome.
The pure clean light of GE Reveal light bulbs brings out patterns and colors that often go unnoticed.
Now this is gorgeous. None of the other stations look this nice.
GE, imagination at work.
On an all-new Dream House, how far is too far with home technology?
That's going to be the world's most wired water closet.
Then on an all-new New Spaces. It's basically a big white box right now. Striking the perfect balance between pretty and practical. Dream House at 8, followed by New Spaces at 8:30, Wednesday night on HGTV.
Drowning in a home improvement project that's gone wide of the mark? Better get the help you need, and fast.
So why in the name of Poseidon would you look any further than DIY Network and the all-new DIYNetwork.com? Dig gardening and landscaping? DIYNetwork.com has thousands of great projects sure to nurture your green thumb. All the help you need for your home improvement projects, including plumbing and electrical, are at DIY Network and DIYNetwork.com.
Mother's Day gift ideas. Online now at HGTV.com.
Welcome back to Building Character. Let's head back to Caswell Beach, North Carolina, where our homeowners live in a 19th century life-saving station. As we're about to see, the place is really making waves. When Gary and Judy Studer bought the old Oak Island Life-Saving Station and became its first permanent private residence, the little town of Caswell Beach, North Carolina took notice.
I can remember going to the hardware store and buying something, and they said, well, where do you live? And we said, well, we just bought the old life-saving station. Oh, you're the ones who did that. It's really been a lot of fun.
The Studers consider each day in the house an adventure. One of their favorite spots is up in the tower, where surfmen spent their days looking for ships in distress.
The lookout tower is the most pristine part of the house that is remaining.
As a tribute to the brave rescuers, the Studers have vowed never to change it.
That's kind of hallowed ground up there.
When the coast was not clear, the lifesavers scurried down the quite narrow, still-worn stairs from years of use and headed out to the rescue.
We love looking down them and seeing those footprints and kind of thinking back and getting lost in history.
The upstairs master bedroom was once the crew quarters, but making it user-friendly was no day at the beach.
Our master bedroom originally slept 7 people. It has 1 closet, and a little one at that.
Antique armoires came to the rescue. Next door, the guest room once belonged to the life-saving station's most famous keeper, Dunbar Davis.
We've researched quite a bit about Dunbar Davis, who was the keeper here for a number of years.
Davis served at the life-saving station for 15 years, and the Studers are convinced his spirit still hasn't entirely left the building.
Our guests tell us sometimes that the closet door in this room opens inexplicably. I wonder.
Those ghost stories don't scare off visitors, and when friends come over for the first time, the Studers put them through a ritual.
So all our guests have to watch a mandatory video when they come here of the history of the life-saving service and what this building represented.
Often, the mariners headed directly into the line of fire as hurricanes ripped along the Carolina coast. Knowing another tempest will someday strike, the Studers' 29 sets of shutters are ready for action.
The other thing that we have done to help us in storm prevention is to put this 3/8-inch plexiglass over all the windows, which will take flying debris at about 120 miles an hour.
Having worked so hard to preserve the building, the Studers admit they have thought about what it would be like to be a rescuer. But
I actually get seasick, so I could never go out there anyway. I can hardly take boat travel.
For now, the Studers will keep their feet planted firmly on the ground. Rather than saving ships at sea, they'll be saving their stories.
To the lifesavers.
Every December, Gary and Judy put a Christmas tree in the tower of their life-saving station. They call it their beacon. We'll meet more people who have shed new light on old buildings next time on Building Character. Until then, I'm Brian Ashby. Thanks for watching.
A couple needs help combining their 2 garden projects on Landscapers Challenge. Coming up next on HGTV.
How do you make 2 disjointed outdoor brooms flow into one harmonious garden? That's the challenge facing our 3 designers on today's Landscapers Challenge. Who will come up with the best plan to unify this awkward front yard-courtyard combo? You'll find out next on Landscapers Challenge.
With dot tattoos on his hands, and police warn Hernandez may be armed. Also in the news tonight, Tigard police are tracking a shooting suspect they consider armed and dangerous. Carlos Santos is on the loose more than 24 hours after a shootout at an apartment complex there left one man wounded and another dead. Officers arrested a man they believe abandoned a dead man at Providence St. Vincent Hospital last night in a car. Mario Paramu was taken into custody this morning. Also, a dump truck carrying asphalt lost its load as it rolled on its side in the I-5 median near Salem this afternoon. The driver wasn't injured. No lanes of traffic had to be closed, but this accident did slow down traffic for a while.
After a daring escape in 3 weeks of being held hostage in Iraq, Thomas Hamill is in Germany tonight getting treatment for a gunshot wound to his arm. Hamill escaped from his captors yesterday. He pried open the door of this house where he's being held and ran a half-mile to a U.S. military convoy passing through the area. Elizabeth Sanchez has more on the escape and the plans to welcome him home.
For 3 weeks, Kelly Hamill's world stood still, but today she's heading to Germany. Her life got a jump start when her husband, former hostage Tommy Hamill, stunned her with a phone call.
He sounded wonderful. He sounded really good.
Hamill was kidnapped during an attack on his convoy last month. He was held hostage and videotaped by his captor. It was the last time his family heard from him until his escape on Sunday.
He just told me that he'd heard a convoy come by and that he pried a door open and ran half a mile down the road to catch the convoy.
Some of the soldiers he met are still talking about it.
He was yelling, I'm an American, I'm an American, I'm an American POW.
For nearly a month, Hamill's hometown of Macon has been praying for his safe return. Now they're planning a big celebration for when he and his wife get back from a military base in Germany. All over town, ribbons and photos remind residents of their weeks of worry. Family and friends aren't sure if Hamill will head back to Iraq for work. He took the job for a six-figure salary to pay off debt.
So if he's just dead set to go back, she would support him in that, and we would too.
Now Hamill will have to choose between the risk of work in Iraq and a small Mississippi community that waited so long to welcome him home. In Macon, Mississippi, Elizabeth Sanchez, KOIN 6 News.
And the mayor of Thomas Hamill's hometown in Mississippi says there will be a parade without end to celebrate his homecoming.
Hundreds of people ranging from family, friends to national leaders gathered in San Jose, California this afternoon, and all of them were there to say goodbye to war hero Pat Tillman.
You know, because Pat's glass wasn't half empty. It wasn't even half full. Pat's glass was filled to the rim. It was overflowing with life.
Tillman was an Army Ranger who died in Afghanistan, racing to the rescue of comrades boxed in by an ambush. He passed up a multi-million-dollar pro football contract to defend his nation's freedom. A native of San Jose, Tillman's Ranger Battalion was stationed in the Northwest at Fort Lewis, Washington.
And in the face of international outrage, the Bush administration is moving to punish the soldiers blamed for abusing Iraqi prisoners. Today, the White House announced criminal or military charges will be filed against 13 of those officers responsible. The general who used to be in charge of prisons in Iraq says her soldiers were acting on instructions from military intelligence interrogators. The embarrassing photos are already having a negative effect on U.S. troops.
It doesn't reflect on all of our troops. Most of our troops are doing a great job upholding the highest standards of the service.
The Iraqi Governing Council says the alleged abuse violates international law and is demanding Iraqi judges get access to those prisoners.
War in the presidency. Now it's getting personal. John Kerry, stung by questions about his war record, is unveiling a new round of campaign ads defending it.
It is the biggest single ad buy so far in the presidential race. And as Ken Boddy reports, those new ads will see heavy rotation here in Oregon, a state both candidates believe they have to win.
In combat, he earned the Silver Star, the Bronze Star, and 3 Purple Hearts.
Over the next month, you'll see a lot of these Kerry campaign ads. They include an Oregonian who served with Kerry in Vietnam.
When he pulled me out of the river, he risked his life to save mine.
The $25 million media blitz will cover 19 states. The Democrats hope it counters President Bush's attacks on Senator Kerry's record in Congress.
Kerry even voted against body armor for our troops on the front line of the war on terror. John Kerry's record on national security, troubling. They must
The contentious ad campaigns show how both parties see Oregon as a real player in the race to the White House. Oregon has only 7 electoral votes up for grabs. Compared to California's 55 or New York's 31, it seems like small potatoes. But neither party is treating it that way. Don Hamilton is a political writer for the Portland Tribune.
They see the battleground right now as being in the small to medium-sized states where the race was close in the year 2000. That's why all of this money and all this attention right now is being spent on a lot of these smaller states and being spent on Oregon.
7 electoral votes makes a big difference when it's close. Obviously, we are putting together a tremendous grassroots campaign here with right now over 6,500 volunteers throughout the state.
So both campaigns are scrambling for every potential vote. How Oregonians view Senator Kerry's war record and President Bush's war on terror could very well make a big difference come November. Ken Body, Coin 6 News.
The presidential race is one topic we're examining tonight at 11 in our exclusive Coin 6 News Portland Tribune poll. Are Oregon voters leaning toward John Kerry or George W. Bush? Plus, what do Oregonians think about gay marriage? Should there be an amendment to make sure gays can't marry? Or are civil unions more acceptable to voters? We'll break down the numbers for you tonight at 11.
Portable television. It's perfect for the boat, the minivan, the kitchen, the prison cell. That's right, prison cell. Coming up at 6, we'll tell you who's getting them and, more importantly, who's paying for them.
Also today, the kickoff day of the new Medicare discount drug cards for seniors, but it seems there's already lots of confusion. We'll explain just ahead on Coin 6 News.
Brad Pitt, totally nude for Vanity Fair. Gwyneth bears her pregnant belly. Then a Hollywood wife's plastic surgery nightmare. My eye won't close or blink. And Idol's John Stevens in tears with E.T. Paula Abdul.
Watch tonight at 7 on Coin 6.
Today, I made a discovery.
Today was a good day.
We transplanted a kidney.
I helped a family heal.
I learned about dinosaurs.
Today, I met someone new.
Today,
We fixed a broken heart.
I made someone smile.
Today,
Today,
I changed a life. We saved a life.
my favorite patient went home.
Today, we made life better.
Hice la vida mejor.
today, we made life better.
This is going to be great. 2 weeks camping in the great outdoors. Let's see. Shut off lights, check. Check. Car gassed and ready to go. Check.
Kids, are we forgetting anything? I feel like we're rushing.
Kitchen sink, check.
Will I be able to use my hair dryer?
Come on, kids. Let's go camping. Dad, you forgot to...
Open the door. Crash auto. Fix auto.
13 convenient locations throughout the greater Portland and Vancouver area. Call or click 1-800-INFO-FIX.
Why does the Taxpayers Association of Oregon endorse Golia Mary for Congress? Golia Mary helped lead the fight to defeat the $1.1 billion tax increase. And Golia Mary's economic plan will reduce taxes on families, reprioritize spending, and revitalize Oregon's economy. Golia Mary, endorsed by the Taxpayers Association of Oregon, because they trust her, and so can you.
I'm Golia Mary, and I authorize this message.
Now more than ever, there's a reason to stay up. Coin 6 News at 11.
More reporters, more local news, and complete coverage of national news.
Plus information that's brand new at 11 and updates on the day's top stories.
Coin 6 News at 11. News that's to the point.
Well, today was the first day seniors could sign up for drug discount cards under Medicare. The Bush administration says these cards will save seniors an average of 17% for name brand drugs, up to 30% for generics. But critics say seniors can get similar prices without discounts through online pharmacies. One phone counselor says there are so many cards to choose from, all covering different drugs, seniors are simply confused.
Do you have one of those portable flat-screen televisions? They seem to be popping up everywhere. And get this, they're even beginning to pop up in prison cells in Oregon. That's right, in prison. As Eric Taylor reports, of course, the inmates love them, and also they're also a hit with the people who run those prisons. He explains why.
When it comes to watching video, they are the hottest thing going. Portable flat-screen TVs, compact, slim, perfect for small spaces like, say, a prison cell.
I'm watching a lot of reality TV right now.
The set Nick Kramer is watching cost him $300, money he earned from his prison job. The cable service comes from the one already piped into the prison. And Nick is a felon serving time for assaulting a roommate with a knife. To get and keep the television, he must maintain perfect behavior. One slip, and it's back to the community room where prison pecking order determines selection and seating.
Well, a lot of the time not being able to hear what was on the TV or not watching what I wanted to watch, and there was times that, you know, have to be around people that you don't particularly want to be around.
Not exactly the executive screening room. For those who don't have in-cell flat-screen televisions, this is the alternative. And when they show programs in here, this hallway behind me, it's packed. Now, one of the advantages to this program is that it allows corrections officers to take people out of this environment and put them in one that is far more controlled. More importantly, it provides those serving hard time a reason to behave well.
40% of our inmate population are under sentencing guidelines. There is no real incentive for them to behave once they are here. This is one of those tools that the department uses to help with good behavior.
Helps with attitude adjustment?
Absolutely.
It might be effective, but is it appropriate? Critics say it is not, and that regardless of who pays for it, letting prisoners have their own TV misses the point of what serious punishment for serious crime is all about. In Salem, Eric Taylor, KOIN 6 News.
There are 25 flat screens in use at the Oregon State Correctional Institution. 4 other Oregon prisons may follow suit with this program.
How about this? No more getting stuck in bridge traffic in downtown Portland. Just ahead, the newest way. You'll soon be able to commute across the Willamette.
And evacuations, thousands of acres burned tonight, where fire season was officially declared today.
And although you really didn't need a jacket or a sweater much this weekend, keep it handy this week. I'll tell you why in my forecast first.
I'd like to personally invite you to visit one of our beautiful Renaissance model homes.
Discover the features that have built Renaissance homes. Luxurious master suites, incredible kitchens, flowing floor plans, perfect for everyday living and entertaining. Fine craftsmanship, right down to solid granite counters, all in great locations. The Renaissance team makes every effort to make sure your home exceeds expectations.
Now is the time to step up to a Renaissance home.
If you like testing your wits on television game shows, check out the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's High Five Challenge.
Okay, a steal by Joel.
Jackson Pollock.
Pollock is correct for 40 points.
It's fast-paced action featuring high school teams from throughout the Northwest.
Eva Perone?
That is correct. Laura Vida.
Catch High Five throughout the year on KOIN 6 TV, Sunday mornings at 6:30. The Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's High Five Challenge, recognizing and rewarding today's good kids.
He's protecting taxpayers by cutting waste and spending, combining city bureaus, reducing administrative expenses, and finding millions in savings in the city's budget. Performance audits of the Parks Department, and he initiated the Portland Public Schools audit that directed more resources into classroom learning. Jim Francisconi, a new mayor, doing more, spending less.
Before, when I used to look at the magazines, I wish I was them. Now I am. I get so many compliments, turn heads now, because this is the body I want, not that one.
LA Weight Loss, where losing weight is a breeze.
LA Weight Loss has given me back the joy of shopping. I had so many choices. I was never hungry on the program.
You should call LA Weight Loss Program today because you are worth it.
Call for your free consultation, 1-888-560-THIN, 1-888-560-THIN.
This KOIN 6 News segment is brought to you by LA Weight Loss Centers.
Down in California, fire officials declared today the official start of fire season 3 weeks ahead of schedule. Extreme heat and a lack of rain combined to make this an especially dangerous time. 160 firefighters have been called to battle a wildfire burning near Temecula. So far, 500 acres have burned. The fire is now coming dangerously close to some structures, but no evacuations have been ordered tonight. However, another fire burning near Camp Pendleton has already burned more than 1,000 acres. And now people who live near the base are being asked to leave their homes just as a precaution.
Won't be ready for this summer, but in just over a year, you should be able to hop a boat ride across the Willamette River. The planned passenger ferry service will eventually cover the greater downtown area from north of the convention center to the new south waterfront. The first part of this plan sits in a downtown warehouse. It's 3 tour boats that used to carry people on Crater Lake. When the lake got new boats, they gave the old ones to a local group called Rivers West. Volunteers are refurbishing these boats and will outfit them while the city prepares launching docks. And the first launch could start service in June of 2005.
Or you could wait till I start my gondola service with Italian singing as they
There you go.
With your boat ride
Beautiful
over.
day, Dave.
Beautiful day today, beautiful weekend, Jeff. 82 Saturday, 77 on Sunday, 76 today. 61 tomorrow. We are really cooling down, but so get out tonight because it's a gorgeous night out there. And tomorrow we may see some rain mixed in with those clouds and some sun breaks too. Now you look at what today looked like and it was just glorious. In fact, this is what the whole weekend looked like. In fact, it didn't have that many clouds most of the weekend. 76 our high today, 75 in Salem, 80 over in Pendleton, 82 in Burns, 87 in Rome. Rome, you folks are now, well, you're still 87 degrees. We're 75. 50s, though, on the coast. Astoria was 62 today. They've dropped to 57. So cooler weather on the coast, and that's pushing in, but not now. Boy, it's just in the 70s now and delightful out there. Satellite view, big upper level low, a lot of cool, cloudy, showery air here that's moving our way, and that marine layer comes on shore tomorrow to keep us cool. Some light rain maybe, and then as we go through the week, this pulls across us to give us showery and cooler conditions all week long. We're crossing our fingers for Mother's Day. Small craft advisories for a rough bar at the mouth of the Columbia. Otherwise, light rain at times, but the rain really isn't a big deal. But the cooler temperatures will be. And on the coast, you folks have already been in the 50s. So pair of 57s, Astoria and Tillamook, 56s, Lincoln City and Newport. Mostly cloudy, chance of a little light rain and a little breezy, especially the northern end of the valley. West winds to 20. 61 at Salem, Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene. 59, Kelso, Longview. Big change. Some 10, 12, 15-degree drops. Mostly cloudy, chance of some light rain above 5,500 feet. Little bit of light snow won't impact the passes. 50 at Timberline, 49 Government Camp and Santiam Pass. Maybe a little light rain western side of the gorge as you head towards the Dalles. It starts getting windy at Hood River and continues at the Dalles. 68 degrees there. Hood River at 65. Cascade Locks 61. Partly cloudy, cooler and windy with winds gusting over 30 miles an hour and temperatures dropping by at least 10 degrees into the 60s except for Baker City and Burns where they have 74 degrees. 51 here, partly cloudy, mild tonight, tomorrow. Cooler, not a bad day. 63 is average or normal, and you could see a little bit of light rain. And as I mentioned, we stay with the clouds and the showers and mix in some sun breaks. And I am optimistically saying that right now on this Sunday looks okay.
Next week, we'll be fine.
Yes, it will.
We'll get through the next few days. We need the rain.
We do indeed.
Well, if your commute involves the Selwood Bridge, we've got some bad news for you. Do you know it's been rated one of the worst in the nation for safety? Coming up on Coin 6 News at 11, we'll show you just how severe that problem is and why there may be no money to fix it. Plus, he destroyed storefronts and shop windows, but the vandal responsible is caught on tape. We'll have the video. You'll see it only tonight on Coin 6 News at 11.
Now the Portland mayor's race. Perhaps the most interesting thing about tonight's featured mayoral candidate is that he's spending his own money to get elected. We gave Jeff Taylor 2 minutes to tell you why he should be Portland's next mayor.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff Taylor, candidate for Portland mayor. We need a fresh start in this city. I'd like you to go to my website. It's 123mayor.com. That's 123mayor.com for concrete business ideas and plans for this city, most of which do not involve using any of your tax dollars. Hello. We need to keep our city safe. Our city has not been safe for the last 8 to 10 years. When a city cannot protect a 14-year-old girl from being shot in the head, but rather spending hundreds of millions of your tax dollars on boondoggle projects like trams, like trolleys, like health club facilities, this has to stop. We need trust. We need you, the voters. You are my chief executive officer, and I need to listen and will listen to you. We need to establish trust in the government. There will be no miscellaneous budget expenses. We are going to get back to helping small business. We have one of the highest, if not the highest, unemployment rates. I, as a small business owner, have a number of concrete business plans without using tax dollars that is going to get our city back into, not out of the bottom 10, but in the top 10. Senior citizens, I work for you and listen to you, and veterans, I know your three items of keeping health care safe and keeping your affordable housing, medicines. I'm the only tangible candidate besides Jim Francesconi. He has no budget, and Tom Potter, they all advocate just sales taxes. I am a candidate that's anti-waste. I need your vote May 18th. Thank you.
Okay, that's candidate Jeff Taylor. Ed joins us now, and Tanya Harding on national television.
I wonder how many votes Tanya would get. Yeah, Tanya's on national television again, this time in the ring with the co-host of a comedy show.
Listen for Dave Sweeney's Forecast First, weekday mornings on 92.3 KGON.
Only from Polaris can you get the Sportsman 700 Twin EFI, the world's first 4x4 ATV with EFI, or the Predator 500, named Best in Class Sport ATV in 2004, or the Polaris All-Terrain Pickup, the one named 2004 ATV of the Year by ATV Magazine. And to celebrate Polaris' 50th anniversary, get any Polaris ATV for $50 a month, only from Polaris and only for a limited time.
Mike Curtis, president of Curtis Restaurant Equipment, tells us why he chose Pacific Source Health Plans.
Curtis Restaurant Equipment has been with Pacific Source for the past 9 years. They've done just a terrific job for us. We really like their service level. We get a real person when we call Pacific Source. That doesn't happen with everybody else. Not only is Pacific Source a local company, which we like, but they're also extremely competitively priced, and they're affordable for us and for our employees.
Discover the source. Pacific Source.
My husband fights the same battles, the same pests, year after year. You live in a pest-free paradise? How do you do it?
I don't. I trust the professionals at Eden Advanced Pest Technology.
Eden's Enhanced Service Program provides year-round protection from rodents and most pests using the latest low-impact methods. It's a natural systems approach to pest management. The technicians are friendly and really care about the health.